Deep within the heart of the ancient forest, Camp Greenwood awaited the eager campers with its sprawling grounds and promise of summer adventures. The air was alive with excitement as families dropped off their children, the forest seeming to hold its breath in anticipation. But within the towering trees and hidden paths, an ancient evil stirred, ready to plunge the camp into a chilling tale of terror. Among the campers was Emily, a spirited and curious girl with an insatiable appetite for mystery. Drawn to the rumors of supernatural occurrences, she arrived at Camp Greenwood with a secret determination that would soon lead her down a path of unimaginable horror. As the campers settled in, whispers of the Shadow Woods began to circulate like a haunting melody. According to local legends, the forest surrounding Camp Greenwood was cursed by malevolent spirits known as the Shadows. They were said to be the tormented souls of those who had met their demise within the woods, forever seeking to ensnare the living in their realm of darkness. As dusk settled over the camp, counselors gathered the campers around the campfire, where stories of the shadows were shared in hushed tones. Tales of unsettling apparitions, ghostly whispers, and unexplained vanishing acts cast a foreboding spell over the campers. The innocence of the campfire stories was replaced by a chilling reality. The shadows were real, and they hungered for souls. One moonless night, a group of adventurous campers, including Emily, decided to venture into the depths of the forest to uncover the truth behind the legend of the shadows. Guided by the dim glow of flashlights and fueled by a mix of curiosity and bravery, they plunged into the heart of the Shadow Woods. As the group delved deeper, the atmosphere grew oppressive, the very air heavy with an unsettling energy. The forest seemed to close in around them, its trees reaching out with gnarled branches like sinister claws. A nervous tension hung in the air, and Emily's flashlight flickered ominously, casting eerie shadows on the ancient trees. The group's laughter and excitement gave way to unease as they realized they were not alone in the woods. Shadows danced at the periphery of their vision, coalescing into sinister forms that seemed to watch their every move. Panic surged, and the campers turned to flee, their footsteps echoing through the forest like a panicked heartbeat. Emily's heart pounded as she stumbled, her flashlight falling from her grasp. Isolated and disoriented, she called out to her friends, her voice a desperate plea in the enveloping darkness. But the forest had become a labyrinth of shadows and secrets, its paths shifting and twisting like a sinister puzzle. Separated from her friends, Emily's senses were heightened as she navigated the labyrinthine forest. Every rustle of leaves, every whisper of wind sent shivers down her spine. It was then that she stumbled upon a clearing, its center dominated by an old weathered board game. Intrigued and apprehensive, Emily approached the game, its pieces seemingly moving of their own accord. A sense of foreboding settled over her as she realized that the game was a manifestation of the shadow's power. A game where the stakes were not just pieces on a board, but the very souls of those who played. With each roll of the dice and every move she made, the forest responded, twisting and shifting around Emily. Trees moved, paths appeared and disappeared, and the shadows seemed to materialize into sinister forms that lurked just beyond her vision. The game was no longer a simple diversion. It was a malevolent force that sought to ensnare her in its deadly grip. As Emily continued to navigate the treacherous landscape, she encountered other campers who had also become pawns in the sinister game. Their vacant eyes and mechanical movements were a haunting reminder of the shadow's power. Determined to free them and herself from this nightmare, Emily resolved to find a way to break the curse that held them captive. Guided by a combination of desperation and determination, Emily sought out the heart of the forest, where an ancient, dilapidated cabin stood. The air crackled with otherworldly energy, and the shadows seemed to converge, their sinister forms closing in around her. Inside the cabin, she discovered a journal that contained the chilling history of the shadows, a dark tale of a cursed ritual performed by a group of campers decades ago, a ritual that bound them to the shadows' realm. Armed with the knowledge of the ritual, Emily embarked on a perilous journey to undo the curse and free her friends from the clutches of the shadows. Each step brought her closer to a final, climactic showdown with the malevolent forces that sought to claim her soul. At the heart of the forest, Emily faced the shadows in a battle that defied the laws of reality. The air crackled with an otherworldly tension, and the forest seemed to pulse with an ancient malevolence. The shadows coalesced into a menacing form, their eyes gleaming with a hunger for the souls that had dared to challenge them. With every ounce of her being, Emily chanted the incantation from the journal, her voice a desperate plea that resonated with the forces that held the shadows captive. The very fabric of the forest seemed to tremble as Emily's resolve clashed with the malevolent presence that sought to consume her. As the battle raged on, Emily realized that the only way to break the curse and free her friends was through a sacrifice of unimaginable proportions. With tears in her eyes and a heavy heart, she offered herself as a willing sacrifice, her voice trembling as she channeled her energy into the incantation. A blinding light erupted, bathing the forest in a brilliance that banished the shadows and shattered the curse that had plagued Camp Greenwood for decades. Emily's sacrifice had broken the malevolent hold, and the souls of her friends were free. Guided by a combination of desperation and determination, Emily sought out the heart of the forest, where an ancient, dilapidated cabin stood. The air crackled with otherworldly energy, and the shadows seemed to converge, their sinister forms closing in around her. Inside the cabin, she discovered a journal that contained the chilling history of the shadows, a dark tale of a cursed ritual performed by a group of campers decades ago, a ritual that bound them to the shadows realm. Armed with the knowledge of the ritual, Emily embarked on a perilous journey to undo the curse and free her friends from the clutches of the shadows. Each step brought her closer to a final, climactic showdown with the malevolent forces that sought to claim her soul.